Alright, this was unexpected, but we got more assault mode support. This time directly for Yusei and Jack, although not for their main aces. Just one of their alternate aces. Even though the one for Jack is a bit awkward to me, I still kinda like it. But anyway, let's begin. So first off, let's start off with a support card, that being Assault Lich, or Buster Lichy if you want to go with the Japanese. But anyway, it's a level 4 Dark Zombie Tuner with 1500 attack, 0 defense, and each effect is hard once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one monster that mentions Assault Mode activate, or one level 4 or lower zombie monster from your graveyard. If you guys don't remember, we do have a zombie assault mode monster, hence why we do have this weird part where it says for zombie, but it is nice that this also works for zombie decks. But having the ability to basically just do an instant synchro play, basically in a recovery way, is just always very nice. But what makes it even better is the second effect, where if this card you control will be used as synchro material, it could also be treated as a non-tuner. So it's nice that if you do summon a tuner, you could even make this non-tuner for your synchro play, which can be helpful sometimes. With the third effect, where if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add one assault slash or assault counter from your deck to your hand. While it's nice that it's basically further searching, I just don't like it that it has to be very specific to these two cards rather than just any assault mode related cards. But I will admit they are nice ways to counter your opponent in a way, but you mostly use it for the first effect and sometimes the second effect and just the third one for the bonus. And now we go to the first of the assault mode. This one is for Yusei, Junk Warrior Assault Mode. Very good alternate choice for Yusei, I must say, but it's a level 7 Dark Warrior with 2800 attack, 1800 defense. Just as a little reminder, most of the assault modes will usually have 2 levels higher than the original form, along with it having 500 more attack and defense. And will also have this condition where it cannot be normal summon or set and must be special summon with assault mode activate, which will usually mean tribute the base form to summon the assault armor form. But anyway, the effect is that it gains 1000 attack for each assault mode monster you control, and if this card battles a monster, any damage that is inflicted to your opponent is doubled. Basically, in a way, it inherits Junk Warrior's power of the Fellows effect, except that it's for assault mode monsters rather than low level monsters, which kinda sucks a bit, while also getting a bit of the Scrap Fist. But having a monster that is 38k by default because it counts itself, along with being able to do double damage, is just pretty nasty, especially with the second effect where it's unaffected by opponents' activate monster effects, so having some monster effect protection is also pretty nice as well. Then the third effect, just like all the assault mode monsters, if it's destroyed, you target its original form, aka this time it's Junk Warrior from your graveyard, and special summon it, but in this case you're going to return it back to the extra deck first and then you special summon it, and it's treated as a synchro summon. This is so you could activate the Power of Fellows effect from Junk Warrior. Overall, it's just pretty neat. If you're playing a Junk Warrior related deck and you want to add the assault mode engine to it, it's up to you. But for a big beater that has monster protection, pretty nice. And then we go to Crimson Blader Assault Mode. Weird choice that it's chosen Crimson Blader rather than another one of Jack Atlas's ace. I think Exploder Dragon Wing will probably work better since that one was more used, although both of them were used in the final duel, so I can give it a pass. But anyway, it's a level 10 Fire Warrior with 3300 attack, 3100 defense, and just like all the other ones, must use Assault Mode activate to summon this card. But it has a unique first effect where you can reveal this card from your hand to add one Assault Mode activate or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, then shuffle this card into the deck. This is just so good because Assault Mode activate needs to summon the cards from the deck, so having this as a drawn card and no need to have other ways to just put it back to the deck is just very nice, especially on top of just letting you search for key pieces. But the second effect is kind of an upgrade to Crimson Blader because your opponent cannot activate effects of level 5 or higher monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. And the third effect is just typical Assault Mode. When destroyed, you summon back the base form from the graveyard. So the part that stops all effects of high level monsters summoned from the extra deck is just pretty strong, but I will admit it's not as strong as the original Crimson Blader when it comes to the effect, because the original Crimson Blader just pretty much stops all the summoning of level 5s or higher, which could actually be very effective. Although it doesn't stop effects, so that can be a double-edged sword, but there is that restriction of the original Crimson Blader where it has to destroy something by battle, in comparison to this one where it just literally needs to be on the board. So just with that, I think it's a fair enough upgrade considering that it doesn't need to destroy something by battle, and it just straight up negate all those high level monsters from the extra deck. Now against Link and Exceed decks, it might kinda suck, especially since it's only restricting extra deck and not even from the main deck, so if your opponent still has main deck stuff, that's kind of unfortunate. But this one also lets you search, so if you're playing assault modes, I think this is definitely worth running for a 3-up, especially since it's a generic synchro that you can run with it. And now we go to a new synchro, Nightwing Priestess, which is a level 8 Wind Spells Caster synchro with 2500 attack and defense, requires one tuner and one or more non-tuners, and each effect is hard once per turn. So when this card is special summon, you can set one assault mode activate from your hand, deck, or or graveyard, and it can be activated this turn. That's very huge, as of course, letting you activate your Buster mode or Assault mode in the same turn is just very helpful, and you don't need to wait for the next turn considering that it's a trap. And what makes it even better is the second effect, where you can discard one card and add to your hand or special summon one monster from your deck that mentions Assault mode activate, but your extra deck is restricted for synchro monsters for the rest of the turn. I'm surprised that it doesn't even need to use this card as a substitute. You can literally just cheat out one of your big Assault mode monsters and just beat down your opponent with it, on top of just being able to search on summon. It would have been funny that there was an Assault mode form of this though, but oh well, this is a pretty good Assault mode support. And finally to the last card, which is a field spell, Dual Evolution Assault Zone. And the artwork definitely references the anime special with Red Dragon Archfiend going up against Stardust Dragon Assault mode, all the way to space anyway. And you can only activate one of these per turn, and the effects are, when this card resolves, you can add one monster from your deck that mentions Assault mode activate. These effects are always nice, with the second effect where Assault mode monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect during the turn they're summoned. This is a reference to the anime special, where Assault mode activate actually has the effect where during the turn that the monster is summoned, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect by your opponent. Just kind of wish that they print that on the actual card, but at least they kind of remember that effect. In which the third effect is hard once per turn, you can pay 2000 life. Once this turn, you can activate Assault mode activate by tributing a synchro monster from your extra deck. This is very huge for the fact that you do not even need to synchro summon that monster. You literally just play Assault mode activate and just tribute the monster from the extra deck, which usually is much better, of course, because you don't need to use resources for the monster first. So overall, just good new support, just because it just does a lot of stuff for Assault mode. And so that's it for the new Assault mode support, this time for more Yusei and Jack with alternate aces. What do you guys think of them? Overall, it's just a surprise new wave that I was not expecting, especially since we got a bunch of Assault modes for other characters, and usually each character only has one, so I'm surprised that they gave these two characters a second one. And once again, just Yusei and Jack, and this time also Bruno and Antonimi also got an Assault mode when it comes to anime characters. But what about the rest of the 5Ds cast? Why are they being left out again? But anyway, that's it for this, and see you next time.